Just before we get into the international break and games from the Super Eagles this past weekend, I want us to quickly touch on Neymar. He said something that really struck me this last few days. He expects the World Cup in 2022 to be his last, and he hasn't won the World Cup. His previous attempts have been near misses here and there, disappointing.
He would not win it.
Disappointing end for him. But he came out recently to say, I think it's my last World Cup. He was asked about the Qatar 2022 World Cup. He was speaking in an exclusive interview, and this is what struck me. Say, I see it as my last because I don't know if I have the strength of mind to deal with football anymore. So I'll do everything to turn up well, do everything to win with my country, to realize my greatest dream since I was little, and I hope I can do it. Now he doesn't think he has the mind to deal with football anymore. He doesn't have the strength of mind to deal with football anymore.
Talking about Neymar, let's come to Neymar.
He's 29 now, and
next year is going to be 30. Then the next World Cup after that in the United States of America, Canada and Mexico, it will be 34.
34.
If you look at it critically, you know that at that point in time, 34, nothing is guaranteed, especially if you're from Brazil. At 34, I mean, how many World Cup have Neymar played already? He's won the Olympics, and once he won the Olympics, Brazil went to win it back to back. I don't think that Neymar saying that it's anything new. There are not too many 34-year-old who went to the World Cup for Brazil. Would Neymar win the World Cup in Qatar? I don't think so as well. I don't think Brazil have a team that will win the World Cup. After 2002, Europeans, set up this deliberate machine to recolonize the world through sports. And what they have done is they systematically made sure that, one, Europe is the gold standard for how football is played, how football is coached. Now you interview coaches all over the world, they tell you they are playing tiki-taka. People don't say they are playing Jogo Bonito anymore. People don't say they are playing expansive wing football like we used to say in Africa, power play football anymore like we used to say in Africa. Everybody will tell you we're playing tiki-taka or we're packing the bus. Oh, I want to be the next Jose Mourinho. I want to be the next Pep Guardiola. So people think that if you don't play those two patterns, you are not a good coach anymore. Even the Qatar National, people don't talk about it that much again. Or the 4-4-2, which is the famed English system, or the 4-2-4, which is the famed English two systems that English people gave to the world for a very long time. Brazil used to play the Jenga and the Jogo Bonito. Now that system comes with a lot of fluidity. I saw it at the Olympics. Okay, the 2016 Rio and even in Tokyo, I saw a glimpse of it because there's not really much pressure. The Europeans don't take the Olympics that serious. Okay, it's not important to them. So at that stage you could do it, but because the Europeans have made it so difficult for people who play a style that is alternate to what they play in Europe to thrive because of the power of their media. And Africa or South America does not have that kind of powerful media, plus the fact that the English language is as big as cryptocurrency, as crude oil, as gold and diamond and the rest of them. It is hard for you to get it. So once they come up with their commentators telling you that a flick over the head is disrespect for the opponent, it's unsportsmanlike behavior, a Rabona is no longer something you respect. Even the Pananka, if you score it where it's good, when you miss it, the kind of criticism that comes with it makes people not play with a handbrake. That people are a tad bit cautious, and you can't express yourself fully if there is a subliminal consciousness in you that say, if I do it now, people will complain. Once you have doubt, a little bit of doubt, the skill doesn't work. And once it doesn't work, people will really complain like, instead of you to just trap the ball and pass, you're busy trying to do a run over, a flip over, a step over. Okocha, what Okocha did that everybody was applauding him a couple of years ago, if you try it now, people would insult the living daylight out of him because the game have changed. Europeans have changed the game. You have to play their way or you are not good enough. And then the South American players are also now beginning to think that that's the only way to play football. If you don't play this way, it's bad. And then when something is in your DNA, it's like bringing a fish from water and saying he must learn how to climb tree. If he doesn't climb a tree, then the fish is not good enough. So that has affected South American football. It is also affecting African football and probably every other continent outside of Europe. I don't think that Brazil is going to win the World Cup in the next 4 5 World Cup coming. That's me asking for too much anyway, projecting too far because I am not God. I don't produce the talent. But for as long as everybody think that they have to bow before the Europeans, put the head down and play the European style. The funny thing is there's a European team that is actually using the speed of Africa to conquer Europe, France. Okay, they use the speed and power of Africa, even though with the normal European play, but they've woven it very well. That has worked for them. When they won the World Cup in '98 and the Euro Cup in 2000, it was the speed and power of Africa with the European excellence, ball distribution. Same thing again when they did it in 2018 and they just won the Euro Nations League now. It's the same thing. But a lot of people do not have the courage. I'm not sure that if you go out on the street now, you ask Coach Jamiu or Coach Ayiri or Coach, whatever the coach is, Coach Ike, or ask them, what's your style of play? Nobody will tell you they want to play like Didier Deschamps. They'll tell you, my style of play is tiki-taka. That consciousness of thinking you have to play tiki-taka. The question is, you have the materials to do tiki-taka. You don't have it. Okay, so once you don't have the materials that you have, what does it tells you can use them to do? Can you play to the strength and the speed of the players? If the answer is no, and you still want to force the tiki-taka, it's like saying that Adama Traore will fit into Pep Guardiola style. You know that's like a waste of thought. Okay, Adama Traore will never fit into the Pep Guardiola style, no matter how you try to coach him. It's a crab. Unless you break the ham, you can't wrap crab with one leaf. Okay, so there are certain things that just doesn't work in certain environment. We need to know that. Once Brazilians already come to a point where they think that they have to. First off, Brazilians had like superior football system, superior football methodology, philosophy, ideology. But they now bowed. They say when the son of the king comes so low and begin to eat slaves' food, somebody's going to call him a slave pretty soon. The prince will become a slave soon. Because when they say, please, somebody will just be passing by and say, I saw some slaves eating there. He wouldn't even know if the prince was there anymore. So that's what Brazil have done. Brazil have lowered their standard. They've come so low. It goes to the fore to tell the story of a lion, a cub that was raised with sheep. And he was living with sheep and eating grass and, roaring, but don't realize that he is a lion and he's playing with his food. And he keeps saying that I'm a big sheep with a big head and a furry neck, okay? But he doesn't realize that it is standard that have dropped. And that's exactly what's happening with Europe and Africa. I mean, with South America and Africa. It also happened with the Argentine players and the Colombian players and the other players of all the other teams in South America, just as well as Africans. That's why a Mo Salah would play as best as he plays, and there's still one player in Europe that they want to rate above him. If it's not Harry Kane today, it's Cristiano Ronaldo tomorrow. If it's not Cristiano Ronaldo, there's only one person that they will use to tell you is better than him. If Roberto Firmino, for instance, was an African player and he was playing in number 9 and he wasn't scoring that much, they would have flogged him since. But that Brazilian respect still covers him. The same for a lot of European players. But hey, let's see how it goes. I'm not going to bother. Neymar is giving us value at some level. Not everybody will win the World Cup. The World Cup is not a birthright of anybody to win. He's gone to the World Cup. He's played his best. He's given us some excellent football from when he was playing for Santos to Barcelona, now Paris Saint-Germain. Let's see what the future holds for him. Let's deal with the next World Cup coming up in Qatar in 2022. And thereafter, we can talk whether Neymar will go to the US or not. But one of the things that I know is Neymar eventually will be at the US, maybe adding value as a commentator, as an analyst or something. He's already, opened the Hollywood door to himself. He was in Money Heist. He was in Triple S, the Part 3. It's been hosted by LeBron James before. A 2% shareholder at Liverpool. It was hosted by, what's it called now? What's his name? The guy that do the late night show. So all of those guys, he's got access to Hollywood. He will definitely be there, but maybe as a player, I don't think so.
You are listening to Elegbete TV Radio.